In this episode, we're going to talk about how I formulate the amount of CBD powder that's incorporated into my moisture products using this walnut and argan lightweight lotion as an example. Welcome to Thermal Mermaid, where we make soap and body cosmetics and bring you tips and tutorials on unique and traditional methods of soap making. The example that you see in front of you is a freshly made walnut and argan lightweight lotion body cream that's been infused with CBD isolate powder. If anyone is still in question, this is 100% legal in all 50 states, and we're going to talk about how much is a decent amount to add into your lotion formulas when you're making this for your customers. Now, before we get started, if you're already a member of the Thermal Mermaid Soap and Cosmetic course located at cottagediy.com, you can find the full recipe and all the printable material for this formula located in two places. First, it's found in the lotions and butters category as a plain, straightforward moisturizer cream, and you can also find this in the CBD category with the added details on how to incorporate your CBD infusions. So this is listed in both variations in your member's dashboard. If you're not already signed up as a member and you're interested in learning how to make traditional handmade soap and lotion, then consider joining us for hundreds of tutorials and formulas that can be found at cottagediy.com for all levels of crafters. Inside the member's dashboard, newly crafted formulas come with video tutorials, printable recipes and instructions, all the forms that you need to track your formulas and records and stability, and create and save your own formulas to your dashboard and then come back and update them as you tweak and perfect your creations. There are also dedicated forum threads for each recipe so that you can interact with questions and comments with everyone in the community as you're working. We have over 3,000 registered members and dozens of soap and lotion makers who check in daily to engage with each other. So let's talk about how I gauge how much CBD isolate powder that I use in my formulations when making a new product. CBD infused lotions have a pretty wide range dosage in random products. Typically, a dosage can range anywhere from 50 milligrams per ounce to 250 milligrams per ounce. If you look at all the varieties of products that you already find on novelty store shelves. Once you see this, you might start to have a flood of questions like, why would I buy a 50 milligram product when 250 sounds so much better? Or can I overdose on too much topical CBD? What happens if I use too much? Are the people making these products using any form of calculation? So first, I'll tell you how I formulate, and then I'll tell you where I get some of my information from. My general preference is to formulate a lightweight body cream with 100 milligrams per ounce of cream, a thicker body butter with 200 milligrams per ounce of cream, and a heavy oil-based balm or a salve with 250 milligrams per ounce. Now, the general idea is that each time you use the lotion, you're getting somewhere around the 200 milligram, with the likelihood that the lightweight lotion is going to be used more each time than compared to the density of a very oily salve or balm. Now, somewhere between 100 and 200 is where people seem to anecdotally claim that they feel a soothing effect. Now, how do we know how much is too much? Now, first off, I'll remind you that CBD has no THC, so there's no psychoactive compound in this conversation. And people regularly consume higher amounts of CBD oil for their own therapeutic purpose, so a topical skin cream is going to be far less intrusive. However, if you were to feel a little squeamish on the recommendation that, quote, what some people do, then I wouldn't blame you a bit. So let's look at the literature for just a little bit more focus. If we turn to a paper published in 2019 titled A Therapeutic Effect of CBD-Enriched Ointment in Inflammatory Skin Disease and Cutaneous Scars, which was written at the University of Modena and Reggio Emilia Medical School in Italy, we can find a study where 1% CBD was used in an ointment on 20 people for 3 months, and the purpose was to study mostly psoriasis and acne. Now, the results were that it looks like CBD does help in improving some skin diseases, and the conclusions specifically stated that the topical administration of CBD ointment without any THC is a safe and effective non-invasive alternative for improving the quality of life in patients with some skin disorders, especially on the inflammatory background. So with that study in mind, 250 milligrams of CBD per ounce of cream is just under 1% and just under the range that this study claims is safe to use. So this is just one study, keep in mind. There are many pertaining to CBD in ointments and creams that you can find published online. And usually a 1% ratio seems to be a common study point, and none of those studies, there are 0 studies, that have found any adverse effects in using this amount. So with that, I feel just fine about my ratio of CBD isolate powder added into the formulas that I publish in the CBD category in the recipe directory at Cottage DIY. I hope you guys find this helpful, and stay tuned on our next topic.